I am here with the gorgeous Michaela. I mean, let's talk about it. From Pose to American Horror Story, you've done so much great film and television, but we're Billboard. I hear you're doing music?
I love that you mentioned that. Yes, I'm doing music. I'm going to be releasing an album this year. I'm going to be releasing a single sooner than the album, and I just hope people, checking in for it. It's coming out very soon.
Okay, so you got to tease me with something more than that. Like, what genre, what's our flavor, our vibes?
It's definitely pop R&B. I'm giving a little bit of hip-hop in some places. The album has a multitude of different types of genre, but the encompass sound is definitely pop R&B.
And then we're talking about, your career and all the things you've accomplished, awards, everything. That's not something that happens often in this, culture. How does it feel to be embraced and to be put on a pedestal sometimes?
It's hard for me even to think of it being on a pedestal, but I will say it is definitely a wonderful thing, and I can only be humbled and thankful that I am one of the people, because there's many of us that get to be chosen to be a face, to be a voice, to be inspiration. That's a lot to take in. It's overwhelming, but it's also so rewarding. And yes, sometimes I get in my own way, as we all do as human beings.
Yeah,
but
we all do it.
I love even that I get to give that to certain people to see what humans look like and see what we can be and how we can grow. And
you are such an inspiration. So if you were talking to a young person out there that sees you on the television screen, it's like, I want to be her one day. Like, what advice would you give?
I would just say continue to be you, continue to stay diligent, make sure you never fear. It's hard to say that. It's easier said than done, but as a queer person, that should not be in our vocabulary at all. We have to stand out, be proud, be loud, and take up space. I definitely like taking up space. I don't like doing it disrespectfully. I like to do it, and share. I think that's my main goal, is to make sure that we open up more spaces, take up space to share this space, to show that I'm welcoming and that they are welcoming. But I would say that to my younger self. I would say that to any younger person, and I would just say, be as confident as you can. You already have it. Just dig a little deeper.
Hey, and what's one of your favorite roles? Like, what role that you took up space in was your favorite?
Well, I would say Blanca. If we could speak about roles, Blanca was one of my favorite roles that I felt like I could take up space in, even when I was around all of my community. It set up a lot for me, too. Thank you, Ryan Murphy. And thank you to all my cast members, too, who were all part of that show. They were all outstanding actors and actresses, but I think that was what helped me, catapult me to even bring me to be even confident,
Yeah. And we started the conversation talking about music, so think back to your childhood. What is an artist or a song that you made you think to yourself, you know what, I might be queer?
Oh my God. There weren't that many artists that made me think about queerness or even being hetero. I just thought artists to be just creatively different and just creatively quirky and creatively everything. I'd never even looked. So the only people that I really saw were probably Janet Jackson and, the Michael Jacksons and the Beyoncés and the Tina Turners and the Anita Bakers. And I could go on for days. The Rolodex is going on in my head as he asked this question. I'm a music head.
I think about sometimes how many of us were putting on our mom's heels doing Destiny's Child. I feel like that has to be a community experience.
Listen, I never put on my mom's heels to do Destiny Child. I definitely was doing, though, the Destiny Child's moves outside of the hills with me on ballpoint.
Okay.
That's important to know. That is crucial. It wasn't a heel under it, but I was definitely on ballpoint.
Thank you so much for talking to us. You're so beautiful and talented. Thank you so much.
Of course, anytime.